Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Henry, and today I have a wonderful first grader with me, and she is...
I am Marin from Mrs. Smith's class.
Thank you, Marin, for being with us today. Again, I am doing a formative assessment with Marin, and I am using the Comprehension interview, which is adapted from Keene's Major Point Interview for Reading, which is Mosaic of Thought. And it is from the Next Steps in Guided Reading by Jan Richardson. And Marin is a first grader, and she has a wonderful book box that she's chosen a book out of. And Marin and I were talking, and she's got a book log. She keeps track of all the books she reads, plus she's got her fluency sheets with her today as well. I'm going to put your book box on the floor, Marin, because for what you and I are going to do, I need you just to be reading the book you chose, and then I'm going to take some notes. First of all, my first question is then, is this an informational book, or would this be more of a story, like a narrative text?
Story.
Okay, would you think that this is a true story or fiction?
Fiction.
Okay, and why do you say it's a fiction?
Because the elephant and the chipmunks aren't really real.
Okay, and can you tell me the title of your book?
Elephant and the Chipmunks.
All right, now you said you've read this book once before. What is the story about?
The chipmunks, and there's girls that they're just like Elephant and the other two boys, except they're girls.
Okay. Is there a problem in the story?
They get lost in a forest.
Oh, okay. And how do they solve their problem? That's okay if you don't remember. We'll just start again, okay? All right, why don't you go ahead and start reading, and then sometimes I'm going to stop you and ask you a question, okay? Start at the top.
The chipmunks and the chips.
Oh, that's good thinking, because it looks like that. Chipettes. I'm just going to give you the word. Do you want to start over then?
The chipmunks and the chipettes were going on a vacation
cruise.
They all were excited, but one was more excited than Elephant.
Now, Marin, when you were reading this, I noticed you correct yourself. You said on, and you corrected it to one. How did you do that? Why did you know you needed to correct that? Did it make sense, or didn't it make sense?
First of all, it makes sense.
Okay, that's all right. It almost didn't make sense to my ears, but keep reading. Go ahead and start again. Do you want to go on to the next part? So I think you're right there.
Elephant wanted to have fun. He wanted to go.
Now, Marin, that word is parasailing. Now, if you were reading by yourself and you came to a tricky word like that, what would you do by yourself?
Sound it out.
Okay, and what if you couldn't sound it out? What would you do next?
Well, if you were reading with a friend that can actually read big words, you could ask them.
How about if you're just by yourself? What are you going to do when you come to a tricky part? Do you ever skip the word and read on? Okay, well, keep on reading. That word is parasailing. Do you know what that means?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, maybe we'll find out if you keep reading, okay? So why don't you start right here? He wanted
to go parasailing, but they said he was too young. Well, he will have fun as a family, said Dave, but with some relatives. Don't
Okay, I'm going to have you stop just for a second, Maren. You are doing an awesome job of reading. I noticed that this is a tricky part, and then you went on. Did it make sense to you? Okay, so, but with some relatives, and that word is rules. You know what I'm noticing is that when you come to a tricky part, I'm going to help you with a few more strategies, okay? So you were going to go and read on, and that's a good strategy to see if it's going to make sense. Why don't you read on and let's see if that made sense or if you came back to it. Because, but with some rules, okay? Now, does that make more sense?
Yeah.
But let's read on and see if we come to some conclusions about the rules. Why don't you start there?
Don't worry. Rebel.
Okay, replied.
Replied Elephant. Rules is my middle name.
Oh, what do you think that meant when he said that? Rules is my middle name.
I don't know.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to have you stop right there. And what I'm seeing, Maren, is that you have chosen a great book for yourself. It's a little tricky. Do you think this is a just right fit, or do you think it's a little too hard?
A little bit too hard.
Okay, and you are right. Now, when you're in your classroom and you choose a book that's a little too hard, what do you do?
Put it back.
Awesome. Okay.
It belongs.
And you choose a different one? Okay, and that's an excellent thing to do because maybe tomorrow this book will be a just right read for you, but not today. Okay, thank you for being here with me in the reading interview for Reading Comprehension. And Maren, you did an awesome job of demonstrating what it looks like to work with a teacher and have formative assessment. And now I'm going to advise Maren in the classroom to choose some other books for herself. Thank you.